Hello, everyone. So I want to talk about two stories here because I think it's interesting, and especially I get into it now in a second. It'd probably do better for me to explain it. But basically, of course, as you know, I don't drink at all. I don't drink any alcohol. I never have. And the same with smoke. I never smoked. I never used an e-vape. I never done anything like that. And I'm very proud of myself. I'm 23 now. And I never done it. Usually, young people, it's not a young person I know. I don't know anybody else that hasn't tried it once or is. I know, like, drinks every once in a while or smokes regularly, particularly e-cigarettes. So everybody's got mad at them. But I never have done that. I never would. I never have done it. I never will do it. I'm 23 now. I've done without it for that long. I think I'll do without it for another long time to come. Hopefully, if I live that long. But yeah, when I was over in Finland back in November, take for example, I just started in November last year, of course, for Hope in Action. There was an event there for Santa Mounts book with like the first event, I suppose, for horror showcasing a book in Finland. And of course, there was other people speaking, etc. Along with Santa. Of course, it was not like the main event. I suppose Santa's main event. But yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. But there was champagne and stuff there, and there was alcohol and stuff, and of course, it was complimentary because I was a VIP too. Very important person in the back rooms. But yeah, I didn't take any, and it was, I remember one of them like was people going around with them on, I suppose a tray, and it was insane because I was the only one who didn't take it, and I was like, they were like, oh yeah, champagne, and I was like, no, no, thank you. And then they were like this other kind of alcohol, you know what, champagne. And I was like, no, thank you. And one of them even said to me, like one of the women that was there, they said, and I was supposed to not drinking, like it's insane. It's quite insane thing, especially it's free too. It wasn't like you had to pay for it. Um, but yeah, I didn't take it. Which was insane. Anybody else said they would have took it probably home with them nearly. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that obviously, of course, I didn't drink. And then, of course, I was there recently in March, and that's mainly the thing I want to talk about. It was quite insane because I bought around a few times in the pubs for people. It cost me an arm and a leg. Because a lot of them were drinking Guinness and stuff, and it was €10 for a pint of Guinness. Not for me, but for other people. And I was only having Fanta, and Fanta was like a can of Fanta was €8, just to say, and that's not even alcohol. But yeah, it was Guinness and stuff. I was buying rounds and stuff. I bought a few rounds for people that I knew, etc. Of course, the Calvin man buying rounds something very wrong there, but straight away too. A lot of people that were there too, but like they couldn't believe it. A lot of them even that an Irish man is not drinking, like it's insane, and especially on St Patrick's Day too. Like it was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like an Irish person not drinking Guinness or doesn't drink alcohol, like they were like, what the fuck? Especially because I went to an event afterwards on St Patrick's Day, like a business event, I suppose we call it, to do with investment and stuff in Ireland, Finnish, I suppose, European Union thing. It's hard to describe. It's I suppose a business kind of meeting. It's supposed to do with the connection between Ireland and Finland and the trade, etc. It's hard to describe what I would call it a business conference, kind of like, but more of a celebration more than a business conference. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Something like that, an event for St Patrick's Day to basically celebrate the connections between our countries. And it was free like alcohol and stuff. Then there was free food, of course, too. And I took none of it. I literally took none of it. And it was the only one because everybody else was stuffing their faces, and stuffing like taking as much drink as they humanly possibly could. I was the only one that didn't take anything at all, whatever. Especially the drink and stuff, because there was many types of drinks and alcohol, and I didn't take anything at all. So I was the only one who didn't, like, just to say drink at all. Like, it was insane, and a lot of people couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it that an Irishman wouldn't drink, has never drank, and it's not drinking now, and it's free and stuff. And especially Irish people are like, what the fuck? Calvin people not taking free stuff? What is wrong here? Something very wrong here. That you have Calvin people not taking free stuff, like insane stuff. But no, I never drank, and I don't intend to drink. And I think I'm a lot healthier too, and a lot happier for not drinking. And of course, that's another reason why you can travel too. Why I can travel specifically, because if I was smoking or drinking, wouldn't have the money to travel. And to Finland, especially Finland's not a cheap place to go. Um, but I wouldn't have the money if I was drinking, let's say, on the e-cigarettes or on the smokes. You wouldn't have the money. It simply would be too much. And especially now I'm not working full time, you get used to it. I'm only working part time, waiting to go back, going to college. Um, so of course you have less money than you used to have, of course, too. But even when I was full time working too, an extra 150 or so above the minimum wage. I think it's about 350 the minimum wage. I was only getting 450 a week. So you if you were getting 2 packets of cigarettes, take for example a week, that's nearly €40. And then if you're buying say smoke, if you're going drinking, take for example, and you drink say on a Saturday night and stuff, it adds up to be a good bit of money. Especially if you added up all the year, you could spend maybe 1,000, 2,000 just alone on drink, and maybe more on cigarettes. I think one person said to me that I know that last year I think he spent 4,000 on cigarettes and stuff. Like, it's insane. But he's an avid smoker and stuff, and that's only in cigarettes. So he probably spent 4,000, and it's quite insane to think about. But for that money, he could have went on a holiday. Got something for it, because again, at the end of the day, you smoke, you throw away the fag butt after about 5 minutes, and that's pretty much it. At least when you go on a holiday, you have something to show. You might get souvenirs, or you might take a photo, or you might experience new things. I suppose you have something to show, if that makes sense. Like with cigarettes and drink, you have really nothing to show. Like with the drink and stuff, it's only a soothing for a few minutes. It doesn't solve any problems or anything. But yeah, I'm very proud of myself for that, and especially the reaction of some people. It was quite insane to see that an Irish person wasn't drinking, especially because Irish people are known as being alcoholics. But I suppose Finnish people, not so much now, but back years ago when it wasn't regularised as much as it is nowadays with the government shops, etc., alcohol shops. People drank like fish, over in Finland. The same as here, I suppose, but not so much nowadays because it's too dear nowadays. But there still is that culture, I suppose, in the way too. But anyway, that's just my view on it, and I suppose just wanted to tell you that story because it's an interesting story. It is really, really an interesting story. So let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.